Right, so welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another epic podcast with your host, Tameen25. That's me, guys. That's me. I'm Tameen25, and welcome back to another late podcast with me and the T4 Army. That's right, we're back. This is episode 28. I can't believe we only do this show once a week, yet we're already at episode 28. Jesus, where has the time gone? It's insane. Anyway, let's do a quick little shout out to everybody for joining us. Big shout out goes out to the guys over at youtube.com. A massive shout out goes out to the Devil's Lair. That's right. The guy we banned, he don't want to stay away. It's the only YouTuber who'll ever speak to you. That's right. Anyway, big shout out goes out to him. He grabs the crown. He claims the crown over at youtube.com with the first comment, the first like, and the first view. Thank you very much, young man. And hopefully you enjoy your status for now on youtube.com. Also, big shout out goes out to the guys over at twitch.tv. No one's over there at the moment, I don't think, but I'm sure any moment now they'll come flooding through those gates. Also, not forgetting, we've got to do a shout out to the sponsors, as always. Without them, this just wouldn't happen. So a big shout out goes out to the guys over at Cinch Gaming, CD Keys, and not forgetting the infamous people over at Razor.com. Also, not forgetting the T4 Army merch, peeps. That's right. We got the T4 Army merchandise. If you guys haven't snagged yourself something from the store yet, what are you waiting for? Well, maybe you're waiting for this. T4, that's right. That's me. I got your back. And not only that, I also got you guys Halloween update. That's right. We're giving 15% off everything in the store. I'm reading from my phone right now. It's from the 10th of October to the 13th of October. All you got to do is type in the coupon code LEAF18. That's right. LEAF 18. The actual code is in the store if you guys want to find out. If you're like, oh, I can't understand what T4 is saying, just go to the store. The link's in there. The actual code is there. It's at the top of the screen. You can't miss it. So if you guys want to snag yourself something with 15% off, now's the time to do it. Brand new designs always in the store, so be sure to go make yourself look pretty for those ladies in the autumn time. Now, also, we can't forget gtrade.com over at twitch.tv, and not forgetting the infamous G4G and Streamlabs, keeping those donations lit, live, and streamlined straight to the bank account of the donations hotline. So if you guys ever want to donate to the live stream, that's the place to do it. Do it over at G4G. Do it at Streamlabs. That's the only place. That's right. Big shout out goes out to them for obviously keeping the donations streamlined. And if you guys ever wanted to donate, please use them, and the links are in the description as always. Anyway, we have got some interesting things to talk about in today's podcast, and we have a guest with us as well. We'll introduce the guest momentarily, but before I do that, I just got to read out a couple of comments that have flown through like a million miles per hour. We got, hi, it's Freddie. How are you? Freddie, I'm really well. Thank you for asking. Devil's Lair says, Brian said, such a good song. Thank you, Brian. I picked it myself. Also, the Devil's Lair said, wrecked, I'm first noob. I think he meant noob, but I feel like saying knob. I don't know why. Exodus says, I'm a ghost. Boo. And then Freddie said, hi, Exodus. It's Fred. What else is being said here? How are you? Blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of chat. Great, thanks. What is my prize? That you don't get banned from this channel. Nothing. Hi, T. I'm so sorry, T. I have to go to bed now. No worries, Fred. You can always watch the podcast tomorrow when you get up, when you're taking that shit, or you're brushing your teeth, or having breakfast even. Switch the podcast back on and get us the rest of the views, and you can enjoy the rest of the video. That's right. Also, we got some new guy over at Twitch, actually, who claims the first crown. He takes the victory. He takes the first view, the first like, and maybe he might hit that follow button. Alpha Duplo. Congratulations to you, sir. You get to join the podcast, and you actually get to be the crown holder over there. That's right. No ban. No ban. Right. Okay. We have what? Are you Alpha Duplo? Exodus? No. Exactly. So he's a new guy. He's enjoying his 6 beards right now. Enjoy your beards, dude. Right. Anyway, like I said to you guys before, we have got a guest on today's show, and as always, it's the infamous, the courageous, the magnificent, the downright overweight. That's right, everybody.
I
It's
mean,
your boy
true.
Exodus D. Welcome, Exodus, to the show.
Hey yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy back at it again with another podcast with your homie T4.
That's right, dude. That's right. We're rolling another podcast. I think me and Exodus will grow old doing these shows because literally he's the only
Honestly,
one.
probably.
I'm telling you
I'm the
what,
only
Exodus.
one that's always down. I'm the only one that's down every week.
Yeah, I know, and it's incredible. I think some others are like, oh, I can't. I got this to do. I got that to do. But Exodus is like,
I've
no,
grown such a
this
friendship
is
with
the
you,
show. This is the show for me. I think maybe because
basically.
Exodus, you only get one stream with me a week, and this kind of doubles it up a little bit. You know, makes it that
I
little
gotta
bit more.
say, yeah. Now I have two.
But I'm thinking at the same time, Exodus, maybe you'd be good on radio, and this is why um people tune in because obviously they like you as a guest. You have
I'm
really
special.
interesting opinions, and
I do.
and your opinions aren't like mine, so we don't have the same take on something, which I think creates variation in
It
what's
makes
going
it
on.
diverse.
That's right, dude. Mixed and I like that. Mixed and diverse. Perfect words from Exodus D. Right. Anyway,
Hell
so the lineup for today, guys. Your top picks for today's podcast. We've got, and if you guys are new here and you've never seen this show before, this is the Late Late Podcast with your boy T4. That's me, guys. That's me. I'm Timmy25. You can call me T4 in the game. You can call me T4 in the chat. You can call me T4 in the podcast. Okay, no problem. Now, also, the way this podcast is kind of like set up is that rather than talking about things that are super relevant right now, we talk about things that have already been brought up. The dust has already settled on the story, and then we bring it back up. We bring it back up because we want to remind people that these things actually took place, and also sometimes it's good to kind of retouch on something because even though the news has maybe finished on it, but it may be like it was more interesting than what it was, and kind of revisiting these stories really make things a bit more interesting and kind of um, tell a little bit about what news is happening right now, I guess, in the world of in the world. Also, a big shout out goes out to Commander Root and Apple Bad Apple over at twitch.tv. Thank you for joining us over there, guys, as always. Anyway, so we've got line up for you guys today. Terry Crews testimony on the sexual assault allegation that he made. So that's going to be a juicy topic to start the podcast with. And also we've got PUBG drops the lawsuit against Fortnite unexpectedly. Some interesting things to talk about that as well, because there was some serious controversy around why PUBG just decided to drop it. Also, we got YouTube back at it again, messing with thumbnails this time. What are they experimenting with now? We're about to find out in a couple of minutes, so be sure to stick around for that. And last but not least, the story of the evening, everybody, is someone called Samantha Ray Mears. Now, if you don't know who this person is, basically, she assaulted her ex-boyfriend in the most spectacular manner ever. If you want to find out more, stick around to the end of today's show and you will know the secrets that I found on Google. That's right. Anyway, we'll start off with Terry Crews' testimony on sexual assault. We have got a video to play for you guys on this particular topic. And this was reported on by the Independent. That's right, Independent reported on this. And Terry Crews gave his own testimony, and this was on cspan.org. So what we're going to do, we're going to switch this up to the full screen for you people. So be sure to increase your screen size, turn up your headphones. I'm pretty adamant the mic, the actual audio is on. Let me just double check, just in case it isn't for whatever reason. No, it is on. Yep, audio is on. So yeah, turn up your headphones and enjoy this little testimony from Mr. Cruz.
Why weren't you? You're a big, powerful man. Why didn't you?
Senator, as a black man in America,
Say it as it is. I think it's important.
you only have a few shots at success. You only have a few chances to make yourself a viable member of the community. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I have seen many, many young black men who were provoked into violence. And they were in prison, or they were killed. And they're not here. My wife, for years, prepared me. She said, if you ever get goaded, if you ever get prodded, if you ever have anyone try to push you into any kind of situation, don't do it. Don't be violent. Immediately held back.
Interesting.
Why weren't you?
That's the story on Mr. Terry Crews. That was his testimony at the hearing. So I'll just run through some of this. So Terry Crews recalls alleged sexual assault by agent in emotional testimony before U.S. Senate. I can X this now. So actor Terry Crews has explained why he did not fight back against the man he says sexually assaulted him years ago. In an emotional testimony before a U.S. Senate committee, the actor and former NFL player spoke out at a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing on proposed legislation known as the Sexual Assault Supervisory Bill. No, sorry, the Sexual Assault Survivors Bill of Rights. Mr. Cruz, an outspoken feminist and supporter of the #MeToo movement, testified in favor of the bill, citing his own experience. The 49-year-old has publicly accused a high-level Hollywood agent of groping him at a party in 2016. He has denied the allegations. The assault lasted only minutes, but what he was effectively telling me while he held my genitals in his hands was that he held the power. Mr. Cruz told the committee in his opening statement that he was in control. He added, "This is how toxic masculinity permits culture. I don't know." Senator Dianne Feinstein later asked Mr. Cruz why he had not fought off his alleged assailant. Nothing that the actor was a big, powerful man. As we all know, Cruz comes from the Old Spice ads. If you haven't seen that, Jesus, check it out. It's hilarious. Mr. Cruz replied that his initial response was to become violent, but that he held back. Senator, as a black man in America, you only get a few short shots at success, he told the Miss Feinstein. You only have a few chances to make yourself a viable member of the community. Senator, as a black, he added, I'm from Flint, Michigan. I have seen many young black men who were provoked into violence, and now they're in prison, and they were killed, and they're not here. Mr. Cruz said he left the party with his wife, who had coached him on how not to become violent when provoked, but when he tried to report the alleged assault to Mr. Vinnett's agency, the next day, he said nothing happened. I was told we're gonna do everything in our power. We are going to handle this. Terry, you're right. It is unacceptable, he said. And then they disappeared. According to Variety, Cruz filed a lawsuit against agent Adam Bennett and employer William Morris Endeavors, who he accused of grabbing his genitals at the event. The agent was suspended for 30 days in October last year, Deadline reported. The Brooklyn Nine-Nine actor spoke out regarding the Sexual Assault Survivors Bill of Rights, which focuses on collecting and preserving rape kits. The bill was signed into law at a federal level in 2016, but was meant to serve as a model for states to follow. So that's the story. If you didn't remember this story blew up a little bit, to be honest with you, and it was an interesting story at the time, and it's still an interesting story now. Terry Crews, he's a big guy, you know. I mean, that's the interesting part of the story, is that he's, you know, when you look at him, he's not a small guy. Okay, he's not like your piddly sort of tiddly kind of guy. He is a big man. He's got big muscles, big arms, small head, funny enough. But, you know, he's a strong guy. I mean, if I crossed him in real life, I wouldn't be like trying to start a fight with him, because I reckon he could punch me once and I would never wake up again. Quite possibly. So, you know, to hear someone like Terry Crews, who obviously before, if you guys didn't know, was an NFL player, so obviously knows how to take a little bit of a wrestle, brings up this thing with the whole sexual assault thing. The questions that kind of come up for me is he lying or is he telling the truth? The question is, why would you lie? Why would you make this stuff up? What would be the need? What would you get out of telling false assaults, sexual assault, especially as a black man, you know, a big black man, you know? You would gain nothing from it, apart from, you know, some people would ridicule you, because obviously, you know, you're a big, strong guy, you know, you're making a fuss out of nothing, really. So in that respect, it's kind of like, you know, why would he make this stuff up? Why would he put himself in that predicament, in that limelight? And I don't know. I mean, he seems like a pretty genuine guy. He seems like a pretty nice guy. I mean, every interview that I've ever seen him in, he doesn't behave like the actors that he plays, like the roles that he plays within films. He plays like the guy that you see on the screen in interviews. Like, he's a very different kind of guy, you know. He's a very emotional guy that I haven't seen many actors be like. So I think in that respect as well, like being a very emotional guy would make him more susceptible to being more violent, but he's in control of it, and probably uses the tears to kind of control his emotions. That's what I think he must do, because I don't know how you could keep composure otherwise. But I mean, the takeaway from me is that we hear a lot about this sort of stuff in Hollywood, you know. You know, we've seen the videos, we've seen the Illuminati videos, we've seen the MK Ultra videos, and if you haven't heard of anything I'm saying right now, you've definitely been living under a rock. But the thing is, we've heard about MK Ultra, we've heard about the Illuminati, we've heard about Masonry, we've heard about the Freemasons, we've heard about all this stuff, okay? And, you know, after all of this information that's come out about all these other things, it kind of like makes me feel like, why does anyone want to be famous in that industry, in Hollywood? Because they're bringing the fame and the wealth and what have you, but with it comes with a lot of baggage, you know. And this guy, you know, I mean, I know what I would have done if some random man groped my nuts at a party. That guy would have seen stars, dude. No joke. So the thing is, you know, I think, you know, powerful people have powerful influences. And in Hollywood especially, if it comes across that the more power you have, the more you feel like invincible and above the law, as we've seen with the case of that guy. What's his face? The guy who's been done for raping loads of different women. But even people like Bill Cosby, even people like, all these bigger people who think they have all the power in the world, it gets to a point where they're like, I'm above the law now, dude. You can't touch me, but I can fuck with you all I want. And I think it's nice to see like some of the smaller guys, who have some influence and are known by the public, are willing to stand up and be counted and say, yo, this shit's not right. This is wrong, and something needs to be done about it. So personally, I think he's telling the truth, and I think whoever the accusees are, I think they should be brought to justice. But I just think of, I think that's it. That's the one. Harvey Weinstein. That's the one. That's exactly the one I was thinking about, Brian. Thank you for that. So even like with Harvey Weinstein, what we heard about him, like the crazy stories, and the thing is, right, is how can so many people have the same stories about the one person if they're such angels and they're so good and they don't do anything wrong, and they have such a good status and whatever. How then is it possible that so many different people have got something to say which is really weird behavior from someone? It only is that way because it must be true. It must be happening behind closed curtains. So, I'm just happy, I guess, to a certain degree. I'm actually really quite impressed that someone like Terry Crews stood up and said, you know what? It may look stupid, it may look ridiculous, it may look like unlikely to happen, but I'm a victim of sexual assault. And sexual assault is such a big crime, and it goes so easily unrecognized in the world. And it doesn't just happen to women. And this is what the thing I think is really important with this story, is that it's shining a light on the fact that men can get sexually assaulted. Because a lot of the time people are like, and this will touch on again on the last story that we've got for today's podcast, but a lot of people, they will think that, oh, you're a sexual assault victim. As soon as you say you're a woman, it's like, oh no, that's so, bad, and we've got to do everything in our power to help you and help you rehabilitate and find the people, the perpetrators of who did this to you and whatever. But when it's a guy, it's like, oh, grow up, as if you got assaulted. You had an erection. You enjoyed it, blah, blah, blah. But, there's so many cases of men being raped, and, it's so sad that it's such a, it has such a contrast with the two sexes, like in the sense of like, if you're a male, you get treated like a certain way and you have to be macho in a certain way, and then if you're female, it's like, oh, don't worry, and it's fine, we will help you, we will listen to you and all this stuff. And there doesn't seem to be much reach out for men who go under these kind of problems, and have this kind of issues, in life. And I think more should be done. And I think the more that we see bigger stars standing up to what is right and standing up to the fact that things like this does happen to men, I think can only make things a bit of a better place, and give more courage to more people to come forward and say, yo, this is not acceptable. If you see a guy walking down the street and he slaps a girl in the ass, straight away, you'd be like, yo, dude, that's not right. Okay? You can't be slapping some random girl in the ass. But the thing is, as soon as it's a guy, say, and I've seen it so many times, like in nightclubs, I've seen it so many times in just passing and watching people just interact and stuff. Girls, they do it. They slap a guy's ass, or they do certain things, and I just think, how do they get away with that? How do they get away with it? What's up, Denny? Thank you for joining us anyway. But that's my takeaway from it. That's what I think. That's what I feel. Obviously, I always pass this off to you guys because obviously this is a conversation. This is the time for us to get down and discuss these topics in detail and hopefully debunk them and come up with some solutions maybe. We don't know what we could achieve on this show. So I'll pass the question off to you guys. What's your personal takeaway from this particular story with Terry Crews? Do you think that the sexual assault that he's brought up is real, or is it fake? Is he making it up, or did it really happen to him? And if so, what could be done? I mean, how do you stop powerful men in an industry which is run on guilt and pressure and and just masculinity, that dog eat dog sort of world, that sort of like Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street kind of mentality. How do you stop that? How do you combat that? What's your takeaway from those? And obviously, if there's any other thing you want to drop down in the chat, then it'd be great to hear your conversations. Exodus, what was your personal takeaway from this particular story from Mr. Terry Crews?
To be honest, when I first heard you say he was sexually assaulted, I was like, "What? That's weird." And then when I listened to the video and stuff, and like I was hearing you read like the quotes and stuff, I'm like, that actually 100% makes sense, and it seems very, very, very possible. So yeah, at first I was like, I don't really think it's possible, but then like when I heard it, I was like, okay, yeah, that completely makes sense, and then
I mean, do you think that he's telling the truth then?
I do, yeah. Like, there's no way he could go into that much detail and stuff without having to be like without. If it was fake, he wouldn't be able to give like specific deep details about it unless like he really, 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 really wanted to fucking lie.
I mean, the emotions that he displayed during the testimony. Do you think there was there were honest emotions, or do you think they were like he put them on just to sort of put more drama on what he was saying?
I think it was real because just being like sexually assaulted from what I've seen or heard on TV and stuff, like it's a very like traumatic thing to happen. Like it just fucks with you mentally. So I think that the emotions were 100% raw.
I mean, the thing is, so you're saying that you feel that it really did happen to him, but why do you think that if he had become violent towards that person, he would have ended up worse off?
Yeah, because then the people could because then the guy that assaulted him could have said he hit me for no reason. He could have sent Terry Crews to jail for just plain just normal assault.
I mean, the thing is, it's a difficult one in the sense of and Terry Crews is such a nice guy as well. He's got such a nice.
He's so nice.
He is. He's such a nice guy. The way he presents, the way he talks. He's so different from the characters he plays in movies.
He is, yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I just think to myself whether he. I mean, I just don't know how they're going to prosecute the guys who have actually done this to him. Because they're very powerful.
It's a very weird situation to figure out like how to deal with a male that assaulted another male.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. This is.
I mean, I would think that would just be the same as if they did it to like a girl.
I mean, do you see that when I say that about there being a difference when it comes to female sexual assault cases compared to male sexual assault cases?
I mean, yeah, because like for girls there can be a bunch of different things they could have done, but for a male it's just like, oh, like he touched like my dick and balls. That's kind of like all they can really do.
But the thing is, isn't that just as bad? I mean, I get what you're saying, but in the sense of like the weight should be equal. You know, there
I
should.
100% agree. It should be equal across just all sexual assault, not just for specific genders.
Yeah, I mean, because like you keep. I mean, your privates is your privates. Unfortunately for men, our privates is in kind of like one place, one area. But still, even if it is in one area, even if it's in one place, um,
I
being
mean,
touched.
murder is the same
I mean,
across boys and girls. Why can't it be the same thing?
yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is, if you're being touched in that area, it's your private place, and if you haven't given someone consent, then there's the. I don't see how there should be a difference, but I just feel like there seems to be more sympathy when it's a female victim than when there is a male victim, and I don't know if it's because of not enough men stand up to, because like if you're out and about and some and say the girl is pretty, and she flirts with you and she touches you here or she touches you there, but say for example if you aren't actually wanting to go down that way, then you would defy that as sexual assault. But if you told someone about it, they'd think you're being like stupid. They'll be like, "Look, dude, pull your pants down and get your dick sucked. What's wrong with you?" I
Yeah,
just
I
get that
think that's
feeling.
why a lot of guys don't really come out for sexual assault because like they think that it's a come out and shit like they'll be perceived as like a bitch or a pussy, but it's like no, like it's being brave.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know how we will change society's ways of thinking about these kind of things, because me, from a personal perspective, obviously I take this stuff quite seriously because I think, um, it can happen to anybody, and I just think if things get sort of pushed to one side, or things get put as less important, then I think it's no good. It's just no good. I mean, what do you think, Exodus?
I mean, yeah, I feel like I don't know. It's a weird situation for dudes because like I mean I 100% agree, but there'll be a lot of times where males don't want to. But I think it is something that everybody should be more brave about and not feel like they'll be
Mm,
perceived like a different way.
yeah. What's up, Spade? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us as well. Denny's just sees you. I didn't ignore you, DUI plays. Thanks for joining us, dude. It's quite funny because Denny just spelt Brian's name Brain, but it's Brian. That's too funny.
They scream Denny's.
What I was gonna say is, with the whole, like, I just think about you personally, Exodus. You imagine you're at work, and there's this foxy little pretty girl that works there as well, and like she's say in her head she's trying to cause some sort of thing to happen in order um to spark your attention, and she touches your ass as an example. Okay, now that girl may be very pretty in your eyes and you might be like, damn, how could I be so lucky? But the initial contact, is it becomes sexual assault if you didn't want it, or is it if they did it and then afterwards you're like, oh, that's okay, then it's allowed? Talk to me about that.
See, if afterward I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine, but like the initial reaction, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? And then I would like find like a manager or something and say like, hey, this just happened to me.
But then you see, but then if you found a manager and told him this just happened to you, how serious do you think your case would be taken?
Probably not that serious, but like I would be like, but then if they don't take it serious, and I'll just say fuck it and quit.
But this is what I'm thinking. Like maybe things might backfire on you. She could end up saying like, "No, I didn't do anything like that. He just hates me. He's just trying to get me fired." Blah blah blah. And then before you know it, you're the one facing the disciplinary action.
I tell them to look at the camera.
Yeah. If only Terry Crews had a camera near his penis.
Oh no,
I mean, the thing is,
I'm saying like,
go on.
Like because from what I've seen, the only place in my work that doesn't really have cameras is like, unless they're really hidden.
The
Like,
bathroom.
no, well that, and then also the like stock rooms.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So unless it happened in there, but like if it happened on like the floor or like on the elevator or something, I'd say look at the cameras.
Yeah. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Right, anyway, that's the story, that's the takeaway, that's what we think, that's our opinion, that's what we believe. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below whether you believe Terry Crews' story, you believe the allegations, or you think, it's just another guy being silly. I mean, the thing is, maybe it became more of a thing because it was a guy that had touched his privates, and obviously Terry Crews not gay. Maybe that's where the whole, like, you know, he probably would never mention it if it was a young girl or a girl for that matter. If they did it, he probably would never mention it. But the fact that it was a guy in particular and he's not homosexual or anything, that is, maybe that's what sparked it off. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, you know, should there be a difference if a male touches you or a female touches you, whether you are gay or you are not gay, or you are inclined that way or you're not? You know, either way, I think, you know, if it's something that you didn't really receive very well, or you thought, you know, dude, you know, you can't touch me like that, surely it's sexual assault. But that's my takeaway. Exodus is giving his piece. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. We'd love to read it, whether you're watching us live or whether you're watching us on playback. Please be sure to drop your comments down below. Let us know what you're thinking about this particular Terry Crews sexual allegations assault, which he testified on in a Senate hearing. So let us know what you think. And I mean, the thing is, the real question here is what can actually be done. How can we make things acceptable in society so that men don't have to feel like they can't, that they have to hide what they feel about it, you know? I'm just listening to Brian's comment. Yeah. No, that's a fair comment, Brian. I mean, Brian Lloyd just put in the comments, there's a stigma caused men through society are meant to be powerful things who take sex any chance they can get it. So if a man reported a sexual assault, some people would take them serious. Would not take them serious. It's a society flaw, and I think I agree with you, Brian. And I think it's the same aspects around the LGBTQ community. It's the same kind of concept, I think, in the sense of like, you know, why do men who are gay or trans over dramatize female female attributes, and then with the female lesbians and gays, why do they over exaggerate male attributes to kind of show their masculinity, and the men are showing their femininity? It's a topic that we should definitely look at discussing one day on the podcast. It'd be quite interesting, I think. But that's the story. That's the takeaway. That's what we think. That's what we've spoken about. I think we've delved long enough on Terry Crews. Time to switch it up a level and lighten up the story a little bit. Make things a little bit more simple. That's right, everybody. I'm talking about Fortnite. That's right. So this was reported on by The Guardian, and this was a very big story when initially this came out, and we did actually speak about this on one of the podcasts previous, but I thought we'd retouch on the story because things happened, things changed, and things became strange is the best way I can describe it. It wasn't interesting, it was strange. So this was reported by The Guardian. I'll break the story down for you guys, and then we'll have a discussion and see what we can think about it. It's not Shiite, it's shit, but you're close enough. PUBG drops Fortnite game lawsuit without explanation. Maker of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds withdraws copyright lawsuit against Fortnite creator Epic Games barely weeks after it was revealed. So a lawsuit against the creator of hit online game Fortnite has been quietly dropped, according to Bloomberg. In May, it was reported that PUBG Corporation, the company behind successful PC title PlayerUnknown's Battleground, had filed a lawsuit in South Korea against Epic Games, the developer of Fortnite. The suit alleged that Epic had copied ideas from PUBG Corp's game, notably its battle royale structure, in which 100 players descend on an island and then fight until only one remains. On Monday, however, PUBG Corp sent a letter of withdrawal to Epic's attorneys. At the time of the action, legal experts questioned the merit of the suit, which sought to protect ideas rather than specific source code or assets, a difficult case to make in creative industries. You're totally right, Dennis. The situation was made more complex by the fact that PUBG Corp and Epic Games share a major investor, the Chinese technology firm Tencent Holdings, and that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds uses the Unreal Engine, a game development technology created and licensed by Epic Games. I mean, imagine that. Imagine, like, for example, you want to sue Ford, okay, but the chassis that you use for your vehicle is made by Ford, and you're trying to sue them. That's just stupid. Anyway, continuing with the story, PUBG Corp has not released a statement regarding its decision, and it is not yet clear whether a settlement has been reached out of court. The move has surprised lawyers with knowledge of the gaming sector. Normally, if you are prepared to submit a claim, you would be expected to stand by it, at least until the defendant has submitted their defense, said Alex Tutti of entertainment law firm Sheridan's. Having speculated over the reasons behind the lawsuit, games industry watchers are now asking why it has been abandoned. One possibility is that the action drew desertion within an industry that relies heavily on the exploitation of genres. Fortnite does not use similar graphics or audio assets to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Its cartoon look contrasting with the latter's realistic military visuals, so the suit appeared to be an attempt to reference and monopolize the battle royale style. Given the potential weakness of the claim, at least under English law, and the amount of publicity the claim received, either PUBG thought that they had made it their point, being put off by the negative press they generated, and the realities of how potentially weak the claim became apparent, said Tutti. One element that's unlikely to have ended the suit is money. PlayerUnknown's Battleground has sold more than 50 million units since its launch last March and made over 100 million in its first 6 months on sale. Fortnite is earning $200 million a month on downloadable content sales. That is insane. While normally the potential large cost of litigations put off most parties or induce them to settle. In the case of PUBG Corp and Epic, money is not going to be the issue, said Tutty. In any case, it seems unlikely that the full facts will become public knowledge, especially if there had been a settlement, as that would most likely have contained an obligation of confidentiality on both parties. But it is good that this matter has now been closed, at least in court. Any claim that looked to give one party a monopoly or game play mode, especially one that had been used before, may have led to more speculative claims being made, which in counterproductive or creativity, except perhaps the creativity of lawyers trying to construct unrealistic claims. So that is the full meat on the bones, everybody. There isn't really you guys are blowing up about this fucking topic. I tell you what, there is that's the meat. That's the story. That's what we have learned. My personal takeaway from this story is PUBG is insane. Even if money is not a problem, they're going up against the biggest game of the year. It's literally gone from strength to strength. It's absolutely huge, and there is no way, I don't even think, if Fortnite wanted to throw money at it, they could throw all the money in the world. They're making $200 million a month on this shit. Okay, there is no way in hell, okay, PUBG would have, even with Microsoft backing, they would have failed. The thing that caused this to happen is that PUBG made their game. They made PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and they did not release it on the PlayStation. They thought they were so smart, they're going to release it on PC, and they're going to put it on Xbox. Dumbest mistake ever. I said this before, I'll say it again. It's stupid, okay? There is no reason why you would put your game on the lesser platforms. You'd put it on the biggest platform where people could actually get hold of the game. And that's PlayStation, okay? And they didn't even make it free. So you have to buy the game to be able to play the game. So you have to buy the game to play the game. And that in itself was like, and the scope of the game was so limited compared to what Fortnite went into, because they just went into a full brand new development. They were like, we need to change, we need to make this different, and we need to make it a way that we can make it free so that people don't pay for the game. And that's been their massive seller. And not only that, they made sure this game would be available on the PlayStation without question. If you look at Fortnite when it was first released, there was no cross-platform. There was only PlayStation, there was PC, and then there was Xbox. And then they allowed, and this was Sony's fault anyway, but they allowed Xbox and PC to communicate, and they allowed communication between PC and PlayStation players. That's massive. That is insane. You can't even do that on PUBG right now. You can't play with someone on the Xbox. I think you can do it now, but you couldn't do it at the time. You couldn't play PUBG on the PC and play with people who are on the Xbox. It wasn't a thing. Even though Microsoft have both elements in there, they didn't do it. Either they couldn't afford it, or they didn't think it was a good idea, or whatever the hell they think it was. It didn't work out. And then out of the blue, and I knew this was coming, because when I first saw Fortnite, I was like, it is, without question, a duplication of a Battle Royale game. And the Battle Royale game that they had to go from was PUBG. But they didn't just copy the game. They made a completely different concept of Battle Royale. Yes. Yes, it is Brian. Yeah, but basically, it allowed for a game to be developed that just took battle royale to a completely different genre altogether. I mean, the thing is, no one even knew what a battle royale game was prior to Fortnite. Only a very small number of people knew what PUBG was, and a lot of people didn't like the game because it was too realistic, it was too complicated, it was too hard, and then a lot of people that were playing it were a lot older, so they didn't tap into the kids market. So kids were like, "I'm not playing this. Is bullshit." So all that happening, it forced PUBG to do something about it. And I know the whole point of them doing this was to try and draw some attention to their brand, to their game, by showing that they're willing to go up against the biggest. But it made them look totally stupid because, like I said before, it's like saying you bought a Ford and then the chassis that you use is made by Ford, which is exactly what's happened. You know, the Unreal Engine is made by Epic Games. They're the owners of Unreal Engine, which is used by near enough every game you ever play nowadays on the PlayStation. It uses the Unreal Engine. I mean, if you look at most games cases on the back of them, it's written on there Unreal Engine, and they own it. And it's like, what are you doing? Why are you suing? Why are you trying to sue the people who create the game engine that you use to make your game work? Dude, are you stupid? So anyway, that is my takeaway from it. I knew they were going to drop this lawsuit because it was just the amount of backlash they had when they created this lawsuit is unreal. And this is when you were seeing on YouTube a lot of people coming up on YouTube making the videos that were. You had those who love Fortnite, those who love PUBG, and they were making their videos. And you had a lot of those videos coming out, like, you know, this is why Fortnite is great. And then you had people coming out with, this is why PUBG is great. And then it turned into this, why PUBG is shit, and then why is Fortnite shit. And you could see the people that were making these videos, they were just riding the train of that was going on. But it's just sad. It's just absolutely sad that, you know, you lose your market. You know, you lose your market. That's what happened. They lost their market. And they didn't tap into the kids' market. Fortnite did it the best way you could do it. They cartoonized the game. They didn't put any blood, gore. They just did the number count as people get shot. And they made everything look pretty and beautiful and colorful and high in contrast. And the thing that made their game completely better than PUB, and I'm not even scared to admit it, they created building. That's right. If it wasn't for building in that game, it wouldn't be that different from PUBG, except an animated version. But because they created the concept of building, and the fact that you could build and you could shield yourself, you could box yourself, you could box somebody, you could trap kill somebody, it took the game to the next level. The game became something unique, something. I mean, I didn't even start playing Fortnite until season 3, so I missed out on the first 2 seasons. And I played it, I think, at the end of season 3, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, it's the fact that I was able to go on PlayStation Store, download the game for free, and then it was exactly what it said. I was able to invite you guys into the game. I was able to play the game. I was able to, and even now when you look at me in the game, I don't have a noob skin. I have stuff in the game that technically would have cost other people money, but I got it for free because I grind. And I'm hoping, like, by next season I will have the battle pass, which I wouldn't have paid for. Fortnite would have paid for it for me because I'm willing to grind and not spend my own money. So they give you the option, they give you the choice. This is why. And this is where PUBG has failed, is because they just could not. They couldn't try and play with Fortnite's fans, and they didn't know any other way of them being able to catch them up, or even try to sort of push their brand out. And they thought this would be the way, but it was just stupid, totally stupid. But that's my takeaway from it. That's what I personally think about this particular topic. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this particular story. We have had a couple of comments from you guys. I will shout this out right now as we're saying it. Brian Lloyd said PUBG can't sue just for the battle royale concept. Other gaming companies are now doing the same thing. I mean, for example, you've got H1Z1 now. Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be having a battle royale mode. You've got even GTA 5 have got a battle royale mode. One of the game modes is actually like a battle royale mode. You've also got Roblox. Roblox have got their battle royale mode. So there's every game is bringing out a battle royale version, but the thing is, Fortnite have made something completely different. And if anybody else makes a game where you can build or you can craft or you can do something like that, and in a battle royale game, then you could definitely say, yeah, they've copied it from Fortnite. No one's ever going to say it came from PUBG. 200 million, Denise Assisi says, and that's why Microsoft are being raped by memes. Brian also put, is Fortnite the first ever game that was ever cross-platform between Xbox, PC, and Switch and PlayStation? And the answer to that is yes, just in case you guys didn't hear me answer it before. And should Brian Exodus DY Plays also said should made PUBG boost up, but it didn't boost them up at all. It made them flatline. And that's it. That's all the comments from what I can see. Brian Lloyd said something else. You can play online without. Denny said that you can play online without PS Plus, by the way, T4, and he's 100% correct. It's something I didn't know before, but I found that out quite recently, that you don't actually have to have PS Plus to play Fortnite online, which is unique. There is no other game that I know that you can play online through the PlayStation without PS Plus. So you technically don't need to have PS Plus to play Fortnite anymore, which is it's an absolute kick in the shitter for a lot of companies. I'm not lying. I have no idea how they bypassed it, but mate, they just thought of everything. Also, Brian said, Brian, I don't even play Fortnite that much right now. School. And that was all the comments from you guys on the live stream. Exodus D. We'll bring Exodus back into the conversation.
Great.
What do you think about this whole concept of PUBG trying to take on Fortnite? Were they just crazy?
They are, because like they're like nowhere near the popularity and like the financial coming that Fortnite has. So Fortnite can buy like literally the best lawyer in the whole world, but Fortnite has, or not Fortnite, PUBG has to go for like a little bit of a low like style lawyer for the lawsuit. So PUBG just fucked up from the beginning.
I mean, the thing is, do you think that there was a way? Do you think that PUBG have got some right in saying that they were trying to sue Fortnite for the actual battle royale concept of their game?
Well, no, because even before PUBG was the game, I believe it was H1Z1 had a battle royale mode,
Yeah.
and that
Did-
was
I don't
remember
remember.
all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I remember H1Z1 had a sandbox mode, which is where that developer who made PUBG, that's where he created the battle royale genre from, was using H1Z1's platform to create his own game mode, which you could do in H1Z1 at the time. and he created this sandbox mod, which was basically PUBG, which is you land 100 players land in a lobby, and then it just took off. It just became more and more and more popular. So I think it's I I just think that they were a bit naive to think that they could sue Fortnite for the battle royale mode, saying that they copied their concept. I mean, do you think they copied the concept?
I mean, if they're going off that, they also have other games they could do. But I don't think they copied. I just think they went. I think Fortnite was just doing it because like it was popular, so they were just trying to get on the trend. I don't think they were trying to like copy exactly what PUBG did. They were just trying to make a battle royale mode.
I mean, the thing is, do you think that it was because PUBG missed the boat and Fortnite jumped straight on it? Was that the main reason? Do you think?
For them probably, but for others, it was probably just like I don't know. Like I feel like PUBG was like you got popular off of our idea. Now we want the rights to that idea.
Yeah. Yeah, but is that right though in them doing that?
I mean, not really because you can't really claim a genre. Like that would be like fucking like Eddie Murphy claiming comedy and having any other movie or anything that's not comedy go to him. Like it's not.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. I'm just gonna let you know, Exodus, your mic is extremely low just then. I could just about hear what you were saying.
My headphones died, so I'm doing push to talk on my phone.
Oh, it makes sense now. Okay. What I was gonna say is, Denny Jassisi has said that I actually know games that don't require PS Plus. What I'm talking about, Denise, is do you know of any other game? Okay, this is the question. Do you know of any other game that is free to download and play, and you can play online with your friends for free without having PS Plus? That's the question. And if you do, I'd like you to list them on the chat. Anyway, Exodus, anything else you want to talk about with the whole Fortnite PUBG palaver?
Not really, no.
Do you play PUBG on mobile or not, or PC?
I have played PUBG on mobile.
And what did you think?
It wasn't my cup of tea.
Trash. Right, gotcha. I'm just gonna say to you that your mic it's getting lower and lower.
It would always kick me out in like the middle of a game.
Ah, reliability, big factor in keeping gamers happy. Anyway, that's the end of that particular topic. If you guys want to drop your comments down below, let us know what you think. We've got a simple question for you guys. Is it because did PUBG sue Fortnite because they were jealous that they didn't think of the concept that Fortnite did, and Fortnite thought of it and was like, "That's it, we've done it. We're gonna make shit tons of money. We're gonna kill PUBG." Was that the reason? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, or anything else that you think about this particular topic. Whether it's this one or whether it's the first one, drop your comments down below. Whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on playback, let us know what you think. Apologies as well, guys, if you guys are kind of clocking on that I'm kind of like slurred a bit with my talk. It's because I'm a bit tired and I've got to get up tomorrow morning. I've got literally tomorrow. What I'm doing, right, is I'm gaming tomorrow from 8:30. I've got to leave my house at 9 o'clock. I'm going to an event at 11:30, and I'm not coming home until midnight. I'm literally going to be gaming the whole day. So it's like, and the stream tomorrow is cancelled, by the way, just in case you guys are wondering. But literally, I can't believe how much gaming I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. It's insane. I don't think I am gonna be doing dude. Denny's, I'm not gonna be online tonight. I don't think. I'm gonna literally finish the podcast. I'm gonna go to bed. Never mind. Hey, what's up, Nintendo? Hey, man, what's up? Nothing much, dude. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to slap that like on the video, dude. If you guys don't know, Nintendo is one of the T4 Army mods on the PS3 GTA5 every Super Sunday. Dude is becoming an absolute legend on the stream from Germany. Thank you for joining us back, dude. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next story. The next story is to do with YouTube. That's right, everybody. YouTube is lost its mind. So this was reported on by The Verge, and I'll break the story down for you guys so you get the idea of what we're talking about. So YouTube kills some creators' custom-made thumbnail images in latest experiment. What difference can a thumbnail make? For YouTube creators, catching the eyes of potential new viewers starts with a good custom thumbnail. As we showed you in the Fortnite live stream I did on Wednesday, where that video did 84 views on my backup channel. I'm just thinking if I was on my main channel, that would have done 300 views. Okay? I could not believe clickbait like that worked so well. Anyway, let's continue. It's a skill many video makers have honed over time, even making the effort to teach other creators what makes an appealing image. High quality image of faces, bright backgrounds, concise text. Currently, however, YouTube is testing out a feature that it hopes will improve auto-generated thumbnails, a move that has some creators on edge, including me. Over the next few weeks, YouTube will be running an experiment in which 0.3% of viewers will see auto-generated thumbnails rather than creators' custom-made images. We are not removing the ability to create your custom thumbnails, but we hope to gain insight on auto-generated thumbnails for the future. The company clarified last night. Another rep on Google's product forums pointed out that good auto-generated thumbnails is a top request we get from creators who use them. Actually, that's a lie, okay? YouTube, you're fucking lying. The only people who would ever request auto-generated thumbnails, good ones, is people who are lazy, who are fat, and can't be bothered to use Photoshop and actually make a thumbnail. Those are the three people, okay? I mean, even me, when I do some of my streams, I just steal thumbnails from Google Images, okay? There's so much choice. Those fuckers are just lazy. You shouldn't be helping them. So the feature may be temporary, but online creators are already voicing serious concerns. Many say they're frustrated with a lack of transparency about the experiment. Others point out how much time they put into their thumbnail images, or even the money they spend paying others to do the same. That is not the whole story, but that's where we're gonna maybe end it. Let me just see. Is there anything else on this shit? No, there isn't. We might close out with this last little statement at the bottom here. Oh my god, for God's sake, you stupid webpage, you're so slow. But creators' concerns that YouTube's experiments, even if well-meaning, could hurt their potential revenue isn't unfounded. As Motherboard once explained, thumbnails play the internet equivalent role of movie posters. I agree, 100%. Inciting you to click and watch. Automatically generated images aren't always going to represent of what is not going to be representative of what that video has to say, let alone be compelling enough to click on. As creator Ricky Dillon put in it on Twitter, sometimes you get so unlucky and your auto-generated thumbnail is something random, like a tree or a foot. Now, imagine. I reckon the foot thumbnail would get a lot of views. That's what I'm saying. Anyhow, that is the story. There is, if you want to read more about this story, you can just Google about YouTube's. Just type in YouTube idiots, and this will come up. But I mean, the thing is, I get sick and tired. Okay, there's 3 topics that I get sick and tired of talking about, but they're so important, they're so vital to bring up because they have such significance in the world. The first one is Donald Trump. The second one is Donald Trump, and the third one is YouTube. That's right. Those 3 topics, okay, can ruin everything, and they just keep repeating the same shit over and over again. YouTube, I don't understand what they're doing. I give you guys a full example right now, what's happening right now on the channel, okay? So as you guys know, we are not streaming on the main channel, 2025. We're streaming on the backup channel, the T4 Army. Why am I doing this? Why am I making this extra effort? Because of Logan Paul and KSI. Because I streamed their fight, which I had the right to stream under fair use. I had the right to stream it. It was sent to me via a link by my one of my sponsors called Restream.io. They sent me the link to be able to watch the video in full with you guys, and them 2 twats claimed my video. Fine, even though I'm no one, but they claimed the video. They didn't just claim the video, they had me blocked globally. Now, as soon as you get blocked globally, worldwide, you get an instant 90-day ban on YouTube for live streaming. Now, here is the kicker, okay? Here is the part that is so frustrating. Now, if I was to click on my live streams, which I've checked on my main channel, before it was saying, like, it was taking me straight to stream events, okay, rather than a stream now. Fine, because stream now kept saying, like, your streaming service has been terminated, whatever. So fine. Now when I click on live stream, it just comes up with, oops, you don't have authorization to look at this page. Motherfucker, it's my YouTube channel, okay? It's my channel. I have all the rights. I can even delete the thing, okay? How can you tell me I don't have the right to look at my own goddamn channel? So right now, I have no idea whether I am able to stream on my main channel or not able to stream on my main channel because I can't actually see, okay? YouTube, are you listening, YouTube? Please watch this freaking podcast, okay? I can't see the screen that shows me whether I am allowed to live stream or not allowed to live stream. It does not exist. It's saying I don't have rights to access that information. Please, YouTube, for Christ's sake, just leave content creators alone. Let us make content. Let us make videos, okay? Let us entertain our audience. They're our audience. We grew them. We made them. We enticed them in. We created our family. We created our community. Don't fuck it up with your bullshit. Please, YouTube. And this is another version of them doing the same thing again. You imagine I made the goddamn thumbnail for the podcast, right? So it has to specifically say this is podcast 28. It has to specifically have images relating to the topics we're going to be talking about today. And then obviously my face and what have you. Fine. And then they decide to take a snapshot to give my to replace my actual customized thumbnail to 0.3% of the community. What do you see? What do you think you would see, everybody? Okay? All you would see is the screen you're looking at right now. How interesting does that screen look? If you're asking me, I'm telling you right now, it isn't interesting. Okay? It's boring. So why would someone click on that screen? They want to click on the thumbnail. I don't understand. Why give us the choice? Why give us the ability to unlock certain things that creators can do, you know, when you start getting a bit bigger? and then change it anyway, just because you want to get an analysis to be able to provide better auto-generated thumbnails for some of your retarded tiny creators. Like literally, these people who would be requesting this would be extremely small. Okay, maybe like 100 subscribers, maybe even 50 subscribers, because they are not allowed to have customized thumbnails, and YouTube normally, the ones that they generate is normally like absolute dog shit thumbnails. So why are you providing those tiny people with that kind of ability? Just give them the custom thumbnails. You know, why take away my monetization? Why? I was still making money from my videos, and now I don't make anything. I only make money from my friggin' sponsors and my goddamn fans and the merch. That's it. YouTube, what are you doing? Anyway, this was a bit more of a rant, I guess, than a discussion. But anyway, I'll pass the question off to you. Do you guys think YouTube needs to wake up? Do you guys think that YouTube should leave Tamim25 alone? Do you guys think that YouTube should reinstate my goddamn streaming potential on my main channel? If you agree yes to all of those above, then please spam YouTube, okay? Head over to Twitter right now, and I want you guys to link my channel. So what you do is that you go to Twitter, you type at YouTube, reinstate this person's live streaming capability, because he's my favorite YouTuber. Click the link, copy the link from my channel, and then post that shit and tag me in it. Put at Tamim25 in it, and I will retweet that shit, okay? And anyone who sees at Tamim25 on there, retweet their tweet as well. And let's get a movement going, okay? Let's make YouTube wake the hell up and give me back my rights. For God's sake, YouTube. Anyway, Exodus, what do you think about those 3 questions? Do you have any particular answers you'd like to give?
I mean, I don't really. I mean, every single time I see a thumbnail, it's usually like a thumbnail that they made. I don't really see like a thumbnail that YouTube made.
Do you think, Exodus, that
Yeah.
thumbnails matter to you as a viewer?
Honestly, yeah, because I don't know, like every single time I see like a custom thumbnail, it just makes me think, okay, they actually put time into making the thumbnail somewhat relevant to the video. So like it shows like, okay, they actually put time into this, and that's what I like. I like YouTubers that put time into what they do.
Now imagine your favorite content creator. He takes the time to make his thumbnails for his videos, and then YouTube decide that they're going to just generate an automated thumbnail for him because they feel like that'd be better. How would you feel about that, Exodus?
I would feel cheated by YouTube, like 100%. I'd be like, YouTube, what the hell? They worked hard on that. Why you gotta take it away?
So now that you're on the platform, you've got a voice. I've given you a voice. I've given you a way to give off your opinion. I would like you to take this time and tell YouTube how you feel, because they're listening right now.
YouTube, you need to just let. If the thumbnails are completely like inappropriate and shit, I get it. But if it's just a normal thumbnail, just leave it. There's no point of taking it down because it's a normal thumbnail. It's not breaking any rules. Like you give these YouTubers a platform to share stuff that they like, but yet when they put time into making a thumbnail, you're just like, no, we're gonna take that away. Like that's just not fair.
There you have it, YouTube. Listen to your viewer. These are the viewers. These are the people who are coming in to watch my show, watch other people's shows. Leave us the hell alone. Let us just use your services to broadcast ourselves like you said we would be able to, and that's it. Please, YouTube, I beg you.
Give streaming services back.
Give me back my live streaming capabilities, you bitch. Right, anyway. That I've had enough of talking about this. Guys, don't forget what I said. Okay, yeah, I'm being serious. Tweet it out. Okay, go
I
to
was asking
Twitter
about you, and then you told me
at YouTube. Okay, just type at YouTube on Twitter. Give this YouTuber back his live streaming capabilities at Tamim25. Copy the link from my YouTube channel. Chuck it in that tweet and send it. Okay, if you at me on there, I will see it and I will retweet it. And then you guys retweet it. And then they retweet it. And then somebody else retweets it. And then we got traction, people. Let's make it happen. Anyway, last story of the day. Before I move on, Exodus, is there anything else you wanted to add before I move on?
Leave the thumbnails alone.
Yeah! Leave them alone. Right, anyway, last story of today's podcast. We're going to wrap this up in 10 minutes, guys. Don't worry. Don't panic. It's going to be an hour and a half or just a little bit over. Actually, we're probably not going to wrap this up very quick because this is like fucking insane. Anyway, this story was reported by the Metro. If you guys don't know who the Metro is, don't worry about it. It's a newspaper in England. Teenager hid in ex's bedroom and forced him to have sex with her. Now, what do you think about that sexual assault case? Anyway, let's read on. This was reported on by Jimmy McCloskey on Tuesday, the 26th of June, 2018. And basically, this is the breakdown of the story. Okay, this is the meat and bones. This is what you need to digest. Okay, so open your mouth and eat. Here we go. A woman with a machete. Okay, I didn't read that wrong. A woman with a machete used it to threaten her ex-boyfriend into having sex with her, police say. Here it is. Samantha Ray Mears, everybody. If you don't know who she is, this is her. Okay? Psycho. The face says that she's a psycho. The hair says that she's a psycho. Just her general appearance says to me, fucking psycho. But Samantha Ray Mears, 19, allegedly sneaked into her former partner's home in Great Falls, Montana, while he was out and confronted him with it when he got home on Friday. She then ordered him to get on the bed and take off his clothes before climbing on top of him, pulling down her pants, and having sex with him, all while still holding the machete. It is alleged. Her boyfriend, who has not been named, later told police that he was terrified she would use the blade on him if he tried to leave the room. After they had sex, Mears and her alleged victim began arguing with the woman, further accused of biting her boyfriend on the arm and peeing on the bed. He pretended to call a friend but actually dialed 911. Congratulations. And slowly backed out of the room before escaping. When cops turned up, Mears' alleged victim was able to give them a photo of her on the bed wielding the machete. She claimed that she was the victim, had been kidnapped by her ex, and was using the machete in a bid to defend herself, reported KFBB. According to the police report, officers who spoke to Mears were concerned she was suffering from a mental illness. You don't say, motherfucker! Really? There's no... crazy people. 2 days before the attack, Mears was accused of strangling the same man and was released by cops on her own recognizance. I don't know what that means. She has been charged with felony, aggravated burglary, as well as assault with a weapon, and could face further charges of sexual intercourse without consent. Her bond was set at $50,000. They should have set that shit at like $5 million. But anyway, that is the story. This is the psycho. Obviously, I'm going to give you guys my takeaway on this particular story, which is if you ever, under any circumstance, if you're a guy and you see this woman or someone that looks very similar to her, just run for your life. Don't risk it. Don't play it cool. Don't think, you know what? I wouldn't mind having sex while she held the machete. Don't do it. Because while your dick is hard, she could chop it straight off. Clean cut. Okay? Leaving nothing behind but agony. Trust me on this, fellas. Psycho in the making looking at there, okay? This is going to be the next. we're going to read another story about this woman in the future. I'm telling you now, it's coming. But my personal takeaway from this story was I could not actually believe this actually happened. And this is how this ties in to the story that we spoke about in the first part of today's podcast with Terry Crews, is that she tried to play the victim because she was a woman, okay? She tried to say she was trying to escape. But thank God the guy was smart enough to take a picture of her with the machete in her hand. Because I'm telling you now, okay? I'm telling you now, if he hadn't done it, right now the guy would be facing the prison time. He'd be the one. He'd be the one with the goddamn $50,000 bill. Okay, I am absolutely shocked at the kind of psychos that exist nowadays in the world. Okay, it is not even a joke anymore. I remember before when I was younger, we used to joke about this shit all the time. We used to be like, she's a crazy bitch. She's crazy. She'll fuck you up. And then we'd be like, yeah, I want some of that. I'll do some of that. But damn, Daniel, this is serious. Okay, this woman literally is a proper psycho. And I totally believe the guy. You know, and more of us guys need to stand up and say, yo, we got your back, boy. We're not going to let you slip. Because people like this, women like this, is the kind of woman I was talking about before with Exodus in the first topic, which is they would cause you to have a miserable life just so they could fulfill their own desires. There is no story of why she's this way. It could be a case of domestic violence spilled on by mental health, mental illness. But, dudes, there are psychos everywhere. They're everywhere, and they come in all shapes and all sizes. So please, be mindful of who your lady friend is. That's what I'm going to say. That's my personal takeaway from this story. Exodus D. What is your... What do you think about this story, man?
I just think, just looking at her mugshot, she looks crazy. Like she literally has the face of like, oh fuck, I got caught. Oh well. So like, you can just tell by the picture, she looks fucking guilty as fuck.
I mean, how the hell did she think she was gonna get away with this? Is beyond me, to be honest with you. Okay, absolutely beyond me.
Good question. In her mind, she's probably like, yeah, if she calls the cops and shit, I'm just gonna play victim, which is what she did. But it didn't work, so like that's the face of like my plan fucking foiled on me.
Yeah, but dude, the only reason that the plan didn't work was because...
It's because of the picture.
That's the only reason. You imagine if the guy wasn't smart enough to take that picture.
He would be fucked. Literally, he'd be fucked by fucking Bubba.
There is no way the cops would have believed, like, a man over a woman in this kind of situation. They would have to have so much evidence to prove that this took place if they didn't have photographic evidence of it
Yeah,
going on.
that was a fucking smart move on his behalf to take that picture. That literally saved him.
I mean, the thing is, all I'm gonna say, okay, is if you ever come across someone who looks like this person, okay, even slightly resembles them, make sure your camera is on and videotape is going. Okay, videotape that shit. Okay, don't even stress about it. Okay, it will come in use later when she tries to kill you. Okay, when you break up or something. And I bet you this is what this was. This was one of those, like it like she tried to strangle him the week before, and I bet you he was like, "Fuck this, dude, I'm out." And she was like, you didn't say the magic word. Time to die, Mercedes style."
Didn't use the safe word. It was pineapple, for fuck's sake.
I mean, it's insane. I mean, this story, and you can see now what I was talking to you about in the initial part of the podcast about Terry Crews. Why I was saying, like, you'd be shocked by the last story. I mean, what do you think now? Have I got a point?
You do, yeah. Well, I mean, looking at the picture, it's not a shock. But when you like initially brought it up, I'm like, yeah, sure. But now I'm like, oh shit, this actually is shocking.
Anyway, I mean, excellent. Is there anything else you wanted to add to this story before we finish today's podcast?
That bitch look crazy as fuck, bruh. What the fuck? Like, and her face even looks crazy with that picture.
She looks psychotic, dude.
Like she looks like she killed somebody before she went to his house. like they need to see if there was any other murders that day before she went to his house.
They solved all the murders for that day. I'm telling you.
Yeah, like, oh wait, it must be that crazy bit.
I mean, the thing is, it's not funny to laugh about mental illness. Okay, it's not funny. I mean, they think that she has some sort of mental illness, which is not funny. But
the thing is, they think she does. If she actually does, that's a different story. But until that's proven, for me, anyway,
even if she has mental illness, right, that doesn't give her the
that's
right.
not okay.
It's not okay, dude. It's not okay. Anyway, if you guys are watching us live or you're watching us on playback, let us know what you guys think about this particular story. Can you see the connection now that I was trying to make between the Terry Crews incident and this incident? How women could manipulate even the police into taking their side over a man's side, because men aren't meant to get sexually assaulted, and that we don't take that shit seriously enough. And thank God the guy was smart enough to take a picture, because otherwise, I'm telling you now, he would 100% be the guy. What do you think, Exodus? He'd be the guy, right?
He would be getting fucking butt by a guy named Big Bubba.
Big Bubba, that's right. Anyway, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody for joining us today. Actually, a big shout out goes out to you guys over at youtube.com. A massive shout out goes out to the guys over at twitch.tv. Thank you. You guys have made the podcast what it is, and I really am glad, and I'm really happy, and I'm really grateful that you guys enjoy the show. I mean, I know some of you actually say it's your favorite show of the week. So it gives us a lot of courage to do these shows on a weekly basis. When you guys give that such great positive feedback, obviously we rely a lot on you guys to drop your comments down below, whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on playback. Let us know what you think about the first topic, second topic, third topic, fourth topic, or any other topic maybe we didn't get a chance to discuss that you thought maybe we should talk about it. Let us know what you think. It might come up in a future episode, and who knows, if it's a really good topic, I might have you featured as a guest on the show. Don't forget, guys, if you didn't know, you can be featured as a guest on the show. It's very easy to do. All you need to do is be subscribed to this channel, which is the T4 Army. Also be subscribed to my main channel, which is Tamim25. Leave a like on this video, and then you can join the podcast. We'll send you a request. You can join us. You must have Discord downloaded either on your tablet on your phone or on your PC and have a working mic, and you can join us in the Discord podcast, because basically we use Discord to actually emit your voice out to the world. So if you guys are interested in doing it, yeah, be sure to join us. And also, if you're watching us over at twitch.tv and you're like, yeah, I wouldn't mind having a go, you do the same thing, but just over at Twitch side. So you just follow us on Twitch, and then send us a request, and you can join. Very, very easy to do. Anyway, obviously we can't end the stream without saying a massive shout out to the sponsors. As always, without them, this wouldn't be possible. Big shout out goes out to Cinch Gaming, City Keys, and not forgetting those infamous people over at Razor.com. Also, not forgetting the T4 Army merch. And before I forget, we are running a autumn giveaway, which is running from the 10th of October till the 13th of October this month. We're giving away 15% off everything using the code LEAF18, LEAFE. If you guys want to check the discount code, it's in the store. So just click on the link, go to the store, have a look at the merchandise. You see something you like, click on it, order it, put in LEAF18, 15% off. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And also not forgetting g2a.com over at twitch.tv, keeping us lit and live with those AAA titles, and not forgetting G4G and Streamlabs handling those donations over at twitch.tv and YouTube. Thank you very much to everybody who's ever donated to the live stream. And if you ever want to donate to the live stream, the best place to do it is at G4G or Streamlabs. Links in the description as always. And if you guys want to find out any more information about me, about the channel, about the people who play with us and stuff, scroll down in the links below. You'll see loads of different things, information about different things. And that way you can get involved more. And that's it. We'll be back on Sunday. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, guys. I'm just letting you know. If you're watching this podcast on playback, do not wait for me on Saturday. I will not be streaming GTA 5 on the PS4 because I will be at work gaming from 11:30 all the way till 11:30 at night. So please do not expect me to be here, because I will not be here on Sunday. I'll be on Saturday. I will be back on Super Sunday with the GTA 5 PS3 live stream, and hopefully we've regulated the internet issue and we won't have any problems. So he says right now. So join us for that stream on Super Sunday. We will be rescheduling the Saturday live stream, possibly to do it for Monday, possibly. But I will let you guys know on Sunday's live stream whether that's going to happen or not. But I guess until then, guys, big shout out. Before I do my little quickly outro, let's just say a massive thank you to Exodus D, everybody. Thank you very much, Exodus. We are in your debt forever.
Always podcast number.
For a second, I think Exodus was like, T4 has forgot me. He's not mentioned me at all.
Honestly, I did.
I knew it. Anyway, until Sunday, guys, as always, stay safe, stay awesome, and peace.